It's a beautiful day. Greetings, family. It's so nice to speak with y'all. I wanted to come and chat a little about entrepreneurship and fragments. Before I get started, if you find anything that I say valuable or you want to just support me in multiple ways, you can send me some love, as in some love and encouraging words, or you can send over a monetary donation. I will leave a space for where to send monetary donations. Now let's get started. So I had to look up what the word fragment meant, and I also had to look up what the word entrepreneur or entrepreneurship meant. So when you look at the word fragment, it's obviously when you're receiving pieces of a whole, or when something breaks that is part of a whole. So when I looked at the etymology of that, it meant to break or broken. Back in November, I went to my first spring and snorkeled it, and once I put my head under that water, something broke inside of me, and we are used to having broken be something that is negative or disagreeable, and sometimes you need something to break in order to get through it. You feel me? So it really cracked something open. It was a good break, and I feel like that's what we have to start viewing fragments and entrepreneurship as good breaks, a way to see something through. Like, I'm gonna crack this open real quick, but it gotta break first. Whoops. So you just dealing with all those broken pieces, and from the broken pieces of that whole, of whatever whole, you get to build up whatever on your own. It's like you're creating your own mosaic from those fragments. And entrepreneurship is all about taking under something, but also building a business and being the one who takes the risk so that you're the one who gets the profit, essentially. But it's an undertaking. It's an undergoing. I'm going to undergo this process in order to see it through or whatever. So when it comes to being an entrepreneur and working with fragments, it's really up to you. Like, yes, you're taking a risk and being that mosaic, because look, your fingers might get bloody, it might hurt, you know what I'm saying? You might get burned. I'm just using colorful language for this, but on a more serious note, if it wasn't entrepreneurship, it would be a job or a contract or something else where someone is telling you exactly how the pieces of a whole work for you. And it's like, how you going to tell me how something going to work for me? I want to be in charge of that. So it takes away a little bit of the freedom from it. And then with entrepreneurship, I just want to talk about really quick how they say everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Somebody got da-da-da. And it's just like, that's so close-minded and that's so programmed to say that everybody out here can't be doing something on their own, who's going to be the worker. Like, we all still the workers. We're all doing it. We all producing for each other. If anything, now that means that we can kind of take away some of the currency that's there, and we can barter and trade. We can do these things. We could borrow skills from each other, and just all that would be a whole different world. But people's minds be too small to see that, especially in this individualistic society when the collective culture is really where it's at. So anyway, since we are not having somebody else tell us what to do and tell us what our fragments are and tell us how these pieces add together and tell us what the building is going to look like, or the mosaic, it's up to us. And like, dang, it's like, I ain't know when I started a business I was going to wind up being a contractor and a this and a that, just in the sense of the metaphysical roles that we wind up assigning to ourselves from being an entrepreneur. It really is working with fragments, and at first that tripped me up a little bit. I'm like, damn, like, I'm out here doing all these small little things that don't really make sense to me, because it's not the work that I felt like I should be doing. Whole time it's still work that I enjoyed, and it's something I was just like, how do I do this? Like, for example, like house sitting and stuff. I never thought I'd be house sitting. I would see it on TV and I'm like, oh, this is cool. But then the transferable skills that come from house sitting, somebody trusts me with their home, their humble abode, their away, and they're like, okay, yeah, here's the keys, do this, do that. Huh? I mean, I'm not surprised, because I know myself, like, I would trust me too. However, like, to see that being acted out and it be multiple people, and I'd be like, oh, all right, cool. What does that mean for me as an entrepreneur? I'm a highly trusted individual. So that's one thing that I got to learn, and it's just taking it like that. When it comes to something that you feel like may be out of line or out of alignment with what you thought your goal was or what you thought your purpose was, think about any transferable skill that could be coming from that, because that is a very important thing to think about. Transferable skills, they kind of show you that you don't have to go to the source that you thought you had in order to nourish yourself in that same way. You do not have to go to the source that you thought you had to go to in order to nourish yourself in that same way. Kind of like, what you eat don't make me shit, respectfully. Excuse my mouth, I don't even like to curse, y'all. But like, everybody's not going to have the same way to get the same things. We're not going to all go to the same lunch table and receive the same nourishment, because our needs are different. I don't want to go off too much on a tangent about things, because I love like analogies. I love relating things to stuff, and I could just do that all day. So yeah, I definitely want y'all to let me know any type of fragments that you've been working with in your own entrepreneurship journey. Like if there's something that you know that you do, boom, and then little stuff on the side that you've been kind of forced to look at and you didn't really see how it worked out or how it works out in the beginning, and then you find that silver lining. Like share those type of stories. Or even if you're still in the whole, dang, I wanted to be a computer engineer and now I'm out here doing babysitting gigs on the side, you know what I'm saying? Like I can help you harmonize that experience. I can help you see that through, or like, see how it connects, because I had to have someone do it for me, and I don't mind doing that. So we can just do that right in the comments. It ain't nothing like too crazy, too nothing. I just, life is really beautiful, and I think that the fragments just help me take advantage of all the experiences that I have even more, because it's like, oh wow, like this really for a reason. Even me right here right now sharing this message with y'all is for a reason. I felt called to do it for a reason, and I literally had things that I wrote down on a book and like small little research that I did real quick, and I wanted to have the book with me for this talk. I didn't know I was going to do it right here right now. I was just doing a little story post real quick and wanted some sunshine, but God, source, my God just like, no, you got it, you remember the information, you do this, you did that. Fragments and entrepreneurship it started to become something that I really do love about this whole journey, because my entrepreneurship journey started with me doing hair. I was doing hair for about 3 years, but anybody who knows me for real knows that I was doing hair for way more than that. So I had stopped in 2021. I stopped in 2022, so that makes it about 10 years. If I would have did it, I did it from when I was 13 to when I was 23. I'm 25 now. From 13 to 23, I was doing hair, and then I did it professionally for 3 years. And that came with everything, building a schedule, doing the photo shoots, booking them, being my own creative director for the photo shoots, even though I did have help from my friends. Thanks so much. Just everything that comes with it, wearing all the hats, wearing every single hat that there is to wear, because it was just me. And now that I'm thinking about that, I realized that wasn't a journey for me where I would be interested in making it collective, making it be more community-based, or hiring a team for it. Even though, it's helpful to have a little content creator, have someone to organize your schedule for you so that you're not burnt out and things like that. That is very, very valuable. However, that's not what I saw for myself. I was like, dang, I'm learning all this for a reason. I think that I want to stop. And that's when I started to get more into, my spirituality. I started crafting the herbal baths, going on retreats and stuff. I received my first spiritual bath, and all, like that whole process of just getting into spirit, learning about the Yoruba culture, learning about ancient Kemet. I'm like, damn, I really think I want to be in this, and that's what makes me want to consider priesthood a little bit more. However, in that, I'm like, okay, do I have to build a metaphysical shop so I can sell my stuff? Do I have to have a space for me to do my readings? How do I want to do my readings? Do I want to do a virtual? Do I want to do this? How do I push them? How do I advertise them? And I went through so much with that whole process of just like, I don't want to have to sell who I am, because before I was selling a service, and I still am selling a service, but with this, it's like a lot of people in this community feel like, or what it seemed like at first, is that I had to prove myself in order to do this. And it's like, I was born into this. I was born with the power to speak the words of God, period. That's from my reincarnation. So all of this process has been to not doubt myself. All of these fragments, these connections that I'm making with these people have shown me like, oh, I really am worthy of doing this. I really have the support. I have the community. I have the heart. I have the love. Like, I have the work. And this is just the beginning. So that's the thing about fragments and entrepreneurship. Use them as your building blocks, like to make the building, make your creation. If you have more questions about the topic, or if there's something that you want me to go a little bit deeper into, or you got a different topic that you want to hear me speak on, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I'm always open for just a dialogue. I love a conversation. Thank you in advance for the donations, whether it be from words or material. Just thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you. I'm grateful for you. And I want to see you in